So I'm going to be taking a look at this piece. I really want to take a look at this one as well if there's time. But before I get started on all of that, how do you get your work into my videos? You just have to go to istebrak.com and click on the subreddit icon here, or click on the community tab. Start with the community tab and join the Discord server. There's a general critique text channel that you guys can go to. And that's where I pick some pieces to critique from. Or you go to the subreddit, top right corner, click on the subreddit. This is where people are posting their art to get critiqued. Art of all kinds, 14-day challengers. Wow, look at that one. Photo reference studies, lots of challenge pieces, more challenge pieces. So a lot of the people, photo study, a lot of the people, and the one that I'm looking at today, are posting here for the challenge. If you don't know what the challenge is, scroll up to the top of the channel and you'll see that it's posted right here at the top. Read through it. The due date is May 30th. So you have 2 weeks, which is enough time to complete an illustration for Tuesday, the 30th. All submissions have to be either submitted in the night before or way before 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. If they're submitted 30 minutes before, I'm not going to take a look at them. The winner gets masterclass, portfolio review, portrait studio, and brushes. They get all kinds of stuff. So make sure you guys are going to the subreddit to take a look. So this one is supposed to be a god, literal Shiva, and we've talked about how to pull off illustrations that feature godlike beings, and how to avoid making them feel like they're basic mortals. What is causing this here is that you have placed him beneath the horizon line for the most part. He's not above the horizon line. And when you think God, you think something that transcends simple mortal stuff, mortal life. That's why I say in the Harvest Goddess Design Challenge we do every year, let those feet float. Do not ground those feet, because it won't feel like you're painting the final boss. And you're painting literal Shivas. What I'm going to do is I'm just separating the background and the foreground. And all I'm going to do is just one simple thing, which is just lower the mountain line and raise him above the ground. That's it. Just lowering the mountain line alone, showing more of the sky range. It's going to do so much for the image, because now you can actually bring in that cool sunrise that's happening in the background. It's like a pinkish sunrise hue that's coming in from the background, and it's just kind of sneaking in. And so we're seeing a little bit of the sky, we're seeing a little bit of star, we see a little bit more of the sky. We can show a little bit of whatever it is that started this narrative of gods and the stories about the gods. And mankind stares at the skies, it looks at the skies a lot. So there has to be an understanding here between what you're doing and who you're telling the story to. And I think that's where a lot of issues come from when you guys are trying to create that awe factor. You really aren't getting an awe factor in your work as much as you think you are. If you forget that you're telling the story that we understand, the story we like, which is about gods and celestial beings, you have to know your audience, and your audience has heard this story before. So if you want us to feel like there is this godlike nature to this character, you have to apply these godlike design tools, these design tricks that change the way we view this character. So not grounding the character, having the horizon line level or beneath him, really is changing a lot of this, the feeling of this environment. Before, it kind of looked like just a mortal on this, just like a cosplayer. Do you know what I'm saying? But now we have this really distinct sense of just otherworldliness to him, and it comes from showing more of the sky range and showing more of the character. And then I'm just going to get that same pink hue that happened before with the sky and just apply it everywhere. And I'm also going to darken the sky just a touch, because now that I can see, you have a magic spell here. So I'm actually going to just blur that so that I can make it feel like fire. Another thing I like to do is really boost the saturation. This may not work in this case, but boosting the saturation on really powerful deity type characters, final bosses, really makes it work. And then I'm also going to match the colors on the characters. So some of the colors you picked are completely out of a completely different environment. This is a blue environment now with pink flame. So that's what you're working with here, and you need to focus on that. And then I'm going to just remember the focal point, which is his face and the moon. And of course he's got his little snake buddy there. I love Shiva. He's such a cool character. To think like he's like formed from a religion, a human religion. Like it's not just some really cool D&D character. It's like a religion that wrote him, which is so cool because we never get anything cool. Humans never get any magic. They never get anything cool. So it's nice. I've always been attracted to this character because he's so individual, so unique. His whole story. Even his wife is a bad bitch. Like this is such a cool story. I love him. And I'm just going to show you that showing the stars, showing more of the sky, it really does make a huge difference in the way your audience receives that, that story. So I'm going to put it on screen. I'm going to reduce the opacity and I'm going to merge down maybe after deleting a little bit. So when you paint a character that's supposed to be cosmic, angelic, character that is just transcends human rules and human what is it, like just the laws of man, they are outside of them, and you want the audience to have this oh wow moment, and you want all the people who believe in this religion to also believe, wow, this is an amazing piece. It really captures what it's like to be part of this religion, what it feels like. Then you have to start thinking about what is the actual story behind this religious being, this character, whoever they are, and what does the culture actually believe about them? It believes that they created the universe. You're not just drawing anything, you're drawing a god. So use those clues in the religion to tell you what to do with your illustration. I'm just blurring the background here. Peter Moorbacher is really good with this. I don't know if you guys know about him. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about him by now. But he draws something, he's behind the whole Angelarium thing, and he's really good at making something feel like a deity because he's just mastered it. He's mastered the concept of deity or angel or something cosmic or outside of man's understanding. So I really recommend looking him up and looking at the way he pulls off a lot of this. Most of the scenes are low angle, looking up at the god or being or angel. Most of the time, the audience feels so small compared to these giants. I'm adding just a little bit of pink in the background, letting a little bit more of that sun poke through. Not too much because that flame is supposed to really pop. He's really, really good at making you feel small because that's how you're supposed to feel when you're looking at a deity. I'm going to do a bit more color correction just so those points of glowing, these really cool points here that glow can really pop. They can really actually do what they're supposed to do. And this crescent isn't just any crescent. It is the crescent in the moon. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is that it's not just a picture of a god or a guy cosplaying as a god. This is the crescent moon itself, and this is how it's carried in the world. That's what religion is. They believe that it really is. That's how it works. That's what the moon is. Now this crazy thing I'm doing right now is a trick you guys already know me for doing. So it's just darkening the whole scene and deleting only at whatever glows. So it gives it this new level of depth, and I love it. I love this trick so much because did we really need all that much light to make it feel this way, right? And then I'm just gonna go back and delete at wherever we had that secondary, and oh my gosh, that's gonna pop as well. It's just going to look fabulous. So remember that you're not just drawing anything, you're drawing a deity, you're drawing something that is worshipped by a large group of people. How do you make it feel that by using that religion, how do you use that as cues, little clues for what you're supposed to be doing with the image, so that the sense of awe is captured? All right, so I'm going to show you the before. Do you see what I mean when he felt like a very grounded human just hanging out? Because the horizon took over him. He's small and the earth is big, but when you raise something and lower the horizon and raise it above the horizon, suddenly we're small and we're looking at this God or great deity with a sense of awe, because he's all the way up there. He's floating up there. He's not restricted to the human limits, to mortality. He's immortal. And that's why I have so much fun with the Harvest Goddess Design Challenge, because it's really a chance to draw a character that is so outside of what you are used to drawing. It's not just a standard character doing standard character things. It's about representing the sense of awe that the people who believe in this religion, the followers of this religion, truly believe. You are capturing their religion. You're not just doing anything. And you want even more awe factor, wow factor, baby, bring in some smoke, bring in some fog. The world is your oyster at this point. We're talking about a god of punishment. I think Shiva does have that punishment concept to him as well. He has that sense of justice, if I remember reading correctly. So he's kind of like, he brings that in as well. I'm going to just capture that sky color and just bring in a little bit of that fog, that morning dew, that fog of the morning, and just bring it in. Maybe some of that fog is catching some of that pink here. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful and perfect. And then we're just going to blend a little bit. Okay. Yes, he's also the destroyer. Wow, like I'm so hot for Shiva right now. I've always had a huge crush on him, by the way. I've had like the biggest fangirl crush on Shiva since I was very, very young. And I don't know, he's such a cool god. Like, he's like an anime god. Like, he's not even a god anymore. He's just like this cool anime character to me. And I'm just applying a little bit more of that smoke here on the sides, just capturing that light there, and smudging a little bit as well, and deleting a little bit as well. So celestial beings, gods of creation, all of that, you should go crazy with it, man. You shouldn't even be stopping just at starry skies. You should be bringing that whole starry sky thing. This is something I did with my other student, putting it on screen, and just like, that's it. Like you're just getting textures of star and other celestial thing, and just like leaving it on the character, because that's what they're made of. That's where they come from. They come from the stars. They come from outer space. They are not part of our limited material system. They're above it. They come from a farther place. Before, after. Thank you all for watching. If you guys learned something today and you want to give back, it's really, really easy. Just join as a $1 patron. You get today's class, the full class today, for $1, and along with every other class, all for $1. You get 8 classes a month, up to 8 classes a month. And Portrait Studio and my masterclass are not on sale, but they will be in around a month. But if you go to my store, you can get both of them right now. And please join us on the community. So if you want your work critiqued and you're not sure how, join us on the subreddit. Join us on the Discord as well. You can find that in the community tab, but join us on the subreddit. There you will find the really, really cool design challenge that's running right now. You get a portfolio review from me, and you get to sit with me in the day, just like today, but you're going to be here with me on call talking to me about the submissions. You're going to get my masterclass for free, Portrait Studio for free, along with other really cool stuff, and that's it, really. You get a lot, but it's mostly not about, this contest isn't about who draws the best. This contest is about who gave it their all, who really needs that push and resources in some direction. I sit you down in a portfolio review and I talk about your art, your journey, give you a curriculum just like I would with any other portfolio review that's booked with me, and it's all free. You just have to join this challenge. These challenges are amazing. They give you portfolio pieces to put in your portfolio. They make you feel like you've been hired and you've been hired to draw this drawing, and it gives you a whole new sense of planning and organization. You have to hand in your thumbnails. You have to hand in your research with this, because it's basically teaching you how to be an illustrator. But in this case, it's character design. I'm really happy with the submissions posted so far, and the due date for that is May 30th. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll let you guys go. Thank you everyone for coming. Bye guys.